first session for today is going to be Stepping into ITP, which will be conducted by Chathurika Thathsarani, who is a third year software engineering undergraduate at SLIIT. So over to you, Chathurika Akka.
Thank you, Minoli. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Akka.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to ITP Guide 5.0. So today I'm going to give you a brief introduction about how to step into ITP. So first of all, I'm Chathurika Dombepola, third year software engineering undergraduate and also a member of MS Club of SLIIT. So let's see what is the content that I'm going to discuss today. So I'm going to discuss what is ITP, why is it important, topic selection for ITP and scope for that. And additionally, I'm going to give you some important things to consider when you're completing your project. So let's see what is ITP. So you all know that ITP is a module that you will be getting in your second year, second semester. And this is really important because you will get 4 credit for this module. And you have to develop an industrial level IT project. And this is one of the largest and most significant project like your 4th year research project. And this is not an individual assignment. You have to do it with your 8-member group. And also for the time period, you will get 6 months to complete. But most of the time, it will be less than 6 months. So take this hands-on experience and do your best in your ITP project. So moving on, let's see what are the importances of your IT project. So first thing is you can show your true colors. So you can show your true colors within your team, and in the evaluations also you can show your true colors. So as I have mentioned earlier, this is not an individual assignment. So you have to work with your 8-member group to complete this project. So you will learn how to work with the team. And this is a good exposure to new skills and experience. And you will learn new technologies and new features. So if I tell you my project experience during the ITP module, so we chose MERN as our technology. So you can choose whatever the languages, whatever the technologies that is in the industry. So you have the opportunity to choose the technology. And if you do this ITP project on your own, this is an extra point in your CV as well. And when you're implementing your project, you will get so many problems and you will learn how to solve the problem, and your problem solving skills will be improved. And the last thing is, if you choose a client based project, you will learn how to handle a client. So client management, you will learn from that. So these are the important things that you will get from your ITP project. So moving on, let's see how to select a topic and what is the scope for your selected topic. So first thing is, please try to avoid common topics, because like vehicle management, hotel management, student, hospital. So you have already done those things in the previous semesters as well. So skip those common topics. So if you really want to do one of these common topic, please add something new. Otherwise, this is a common topic. But I'm telling you to choose a topic with unique and wide scope, because you have the opportunity to select a topic with unique and wide scope. And the last thing is really important. You have to have a clear understanding about the whole project, because some may think it is enough that you know your own function well, but that is wrong. Sometimes you will get questions from the other members' functionalities as well. So these are the things that you should consider when you are selecting a topic. So let's see how to select a scope for your selected topic. So scope should not too large or small, because you only getting 6 months to complete, but most of the time it will be less than 6 months. You have to do your MAD project and other assignments as well. So scope should not too large or small. And for each member, you should have significant business functionality. And also for that significant functionality, you should have CRUD function, search function, and the report generation. So for the report generation, you can include graphs, pie charts to show the statistic of your own function. So you don't have to implement those things from the scratch. So you can use the libraries from the technologies that you are going to use. And after completing your own functionality, integration is required. So for the integration phase, you should pay more attention to the testing phase. So ITP is not only integration, so you have to do your documentations as well. So you have to do the final report for your ITP module. So for you, you will get additional marks for the final report. So please pay more attention to your final report. So ITP is not only the CRUD, so you can add out-of-box syncing and new features for your project as well. So if I tell you some example, so rather than adding text boxes for your login functionality, so you can add vision recognition. So likewise, you can add vision recognition, natural language processing to your ITP project. So please add something new for your project and stand out your project from all other projects. So these are the things that you should consider when you're selecting a scope. So let's see how to apply software development lifecycle to your project. So, so you have already learned those things from your SPM and SE modules. So you can follow planning, analysis, design, implementation, testing and integration, and also maintenance. So you can follow those 6 steps because this is a good practice, because in the industry, you have to follow those things to complete the projects. So not only this, but also you can follow the agile methodology. So these are also, you have learned those from the previous semesters. So this is one of the software development methodologies. So using that, you can track your project development. So in order to do that, you have to plan your sprint. So for a particular sprint, you can define the time period. So if I tell you some example for the softwares that you can use for the agile methodology, so you can use Agile, Jira, GitHub. So likewise, you can use those softwares. So if I show you some screenshot of that particular software, so in here, so you can see that you can track down what you have to do, what are the things in the progress, and what you have already done. So likewise, using those software, you can easily track down your project development. So moving on, let's see what is real world versus client based. So, so real world problem. So in there, you have to implement a solution to real world problem. So if I tell you some example, so we have already faced the COVID-19 situation. So in there, we can develop a system for quarantine system. So if it is not a real world problem, you have to choose a client-based project. In there, you will learn how to work with the client. So client management can be learned there. And also this is an industrial level experience. So, but I am telling you to but I am encouraging you to choose a client-based project because previously lecturers let us to choose a real world problem because of the pandemic period. But so far, so now it has solved now. So you can find a client, because if you really find a client, you will learn how to work with the client. And also this is the industrial level experience. In the industry, you have to work with the client. So try to find a client and do a client-based project. So these are the things that you should consider. So if you choose a client-based project, these are the tips that you can follow when you're working with your clients. So when you're working with the client, please be polite and respectful because they are here to make their task done from us. And also, don't try to call them whenever you got a problem because they are busy people, they have work to do. So for a solution, you can list down the things that you want to ask from them, and you can ask them whenever you got a chance. And also, last thing is also really important. Try to identify client requirements clearly because they are not technical people and we are not the client. So we have to understand from their perspective what they want. So these are the tips that you can follow when you're working with clients. So let's see how to work with your 8-member group. So in the ITP module, teamwork is a must. So you have to work with your 8-member group. So as this quote says, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So when you're working with your team, always manage your team. Whether it is a Microsoft Teams meeting or Zoom meeting or whether it's a physical meeting, you have to manage your time because you have to do the MAD project and other assignments as well. And when you're working with your team, always help your team members and respect your team. So sometimes some members didn't respect their team members and don't help them. So the help doesn't mean that you have to do all their work by yourself. You have to help them whenever they got a problem. And also, the base of this ITP project is to focus on finishing your own function. So otherwise, you can't help your team members as well. And also, you should fairly distribute the workload in documentation. Please don't let one person to do all the documentation because this is the responsibility of the all 8 members. And the next important thing, please try to attend the lectures and complete the in-class activities because this is the opportunity. If you attend the lectures, you can ask the questions from lecturers and solve them because sometimes you will get questions about your project and you can ask them and you can get the answers from them also. So please attend the lectures and complete in-class activities. And when you're working with your 8-member groups, sometimes you will get into team conflicts. So the solution is please have a conversation with each other and try to understand each other. In that way, you can solve your team conflicts. So please pay attention to those things when you're working with your team. So let's see what are the important things that you should consider when you're completing your project. So first thing is submission deadlines. So you have to submit so many documentations. If I tell you some charter, UI, and finally the final report. So as I mentioned earlier, you will get additional marks for the final report. So so you will have to so many deadlines for the submissions. So in order to complete those things, you have to manage your workload and time. So because you have to do the other modules, MAT project, so you have to do so many work. So the solution is allocate time daily. And the next thing is really important, presentation time allocation. So sometimes in the previous semesters, some members couldn't show their progress evaluation to the lecturers because of the poor time management. So the solution is please at least practice 3 or 4 times before you're going into the presentation. And when you're building your project, when you're coding your project, so don't copy the code segment without knowing what they are really for. So think after copying those code segment and your system is going to break down. How are you going to solve those things? So if you really want to copy the code segments, please try to understand those code segment first. Otherwise, you can't solve the coding errors building from that project. And also, so for the problems that are building from your project, you can refer the respected documentation, Stack Overflow, Java Point. So if I tell you some example for the MongoDB, there is a documentation. So likewise, you can refer the documentations that you are documentations for that particular technology. And also, maybe you have already used the Stack Overflow Java Point. So there are so many reference problems that you can refer. So because you are not the only person get that problem first, so you can refer those things. And the next thing is the next thing I'm going to tell is really important. Don't outsource your project. When you're building your project, you will definitely get into problems and you can refer the documentation, Stack Overflow, and you can ask help from the team members and also lecturers. But don't outsource your project because if you're really going to do that, you will lose the opportunity that you will get from this ITP project. And please don't outsource your project, do it on your own. So if I tell you my experience during our project development, so we get into so many coding errors and also we get into so many team conflict. But as a team, We did our best to complete our project. So I am telling you to don't give up when you got a problem. Help your team members because this is not an individual assignment. Teamwork is a must, and also try your best. So thank you all. I hope you guys that you will do your best in your ITP project. Thank you. Over to you, Minoli.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chathurika Akka. I hope you all learned a lot of things about importance of ITP and how to select a good topic for your project and many more.